Welcome to Globewise Entertainment, your ultimate destination for hidden cinematic gems, rare sci-fi, and must-watch movies you won't find anywhere else. Today, we're diving into 12 super hard-to-find sci-fi movies, free and legit on YouTube. These are mind-bending, visually stunning, and critically underrated films that every true sci-fi fan needs to see. If you haven't already, subscribe to Globewise Entertainment now to never miss out on rare movie discoveries, hidden cult classics, and epic storytelling from around the world. And while you're watching, tell us in the comments which of these hard-to-find sci-fi movies is your favorite. We'd love to hear your top pick. Get ready to explore some of the rarest and most fascinating sci-fi films that are just a click away, legally, for free, right here on YouTube. 1. Metropolis, 1927. The timeless sci-fi masterpiece you can watch free on YouTube. Imagine a world where the future is a towering city of steel and ambition, but beneath the glittering skyline, a dark secret brews. That's Metropolis, Fritz Lang's groundbreaking 1927 sci-fi epic that set the standard for cinematic science fiction. This isn't just a movie, it's the blueprint for every futuristic dystopia that followed, from Blade Runner to The Fifth Element. Set in a sprawling metropolis divided between the privileged elite and the oppressed workers, the film follows Frieder, the son of the city's master, and Maria, a visionary figure who dreams of unity and hope. When the elite's robot doppelganger, one of cinema's first iconic androids, sows chaos, the city spirals toward rebellion, and Frieder must bridge the worlds above and below. What makes Metropolis truly legendary is its visual storytelling. Even nearly a century later, the towering cityscapes, mechanical marvels, and revolutionary special effects are breathtaking. Every frame feels like a living piece of art, meticulously crafted to explore themes of class struggle, technology, and the human spirit. The best part? You can experience this cinematic gem for free on YouTube, completely legally. Restored versions even bring back lost footage, so you get closer to Fritz Lang's original vision than ever before. Whether you're a hardcore sci-fi fan, a student of film history, or just curious about classic cinema, Metropolis is a must-watch treasure that proves sci-fi has always been about more than just spaceships. It's about society, ambition, and imagination. So grab your popcorn, hit play, and dive into the world that started it all. And if you enjoy these rare sci-fi finds, stick around. There are 11 more incredibly hard-to-find movies waiting for you, all free and legit on YouTube. 2. A Boy and His Dog, 1975. Imagine a world ravaged by nuclear war, a barren wasteland where survival isn't just difficult, it's brutal. This is the haunting setting of A Boy and His Dog, 1975, a sci-fi classic that's as unsettling as it is unforgettable. Based on Harlan Ellison's award-winning novella, the film follows Vic, a resourceful teenage boy, and his telepathic dog, Blood, as they scavenge for food, water, and safety in the post-apocalyptic wasteland. What sets this film apart is its dark, satirical tone, mixing black humor, raw survival drama, and a subtle commentary on humanity's future. Blood, voiced with biting wit, isn't just a sidekick, he's a moral compass, a commentator, and often the smartest character in the wasteland. The film explores tough themes, morality, loyalty, and human nature, while keeping viewers on edge with unpredictable twists. Though it flew under the mainstream radar upon release, A Boy and His Dog became a cult favorite among sci-fi aficionados. Its mix of gritty storytelling, bizarre yet believable post-apocalyptic world-building, and a unique boy-dog bond has kept audiences fascinated for decades. The best part? You can watch it completely free and legally on YouTube. Don't miss this rare opportunity to experience one of the most thought-provoking and eccentric sci-fi films of the 1970s. A movie that's equal parts shocking, hilarious, and deeply philosophical. Whether you're a hardcore sci-fi fan or just love discovering hidden gems, A Boy and His Dog is a must-see. Grab your popcorn, settle in, and prepare for a journey through a world unlike any other, and see why this bizarre, brilliant tale has stood the test of time. 3. Silent Running, 1972. Imagine a future where Earth's last remaining forests survive not on the planet, but in enormous domed spaceships drifting through space. This is the hauntingly beautiful premise of Silent Running, 1972, a sci-fi gem that blends environmental urgency with human emotion in a way that feels timeless, even 50 years later. Directed by Douglas Trumbull, the visionary behind the visual effects of 2001, A Space Odyssey, Silent Running tells the story of Freeman Lowell, played by Bruce Dern, a botanist charged with protecting Earth's final green sanctuaries. But when orders arrive to destroy the forests and return the ships to commercial use, Lowell faces an impossible choice. His act of rebellion, quiet, desperate, and heartbreaking, turns him into a lone guardian of hope amid a sterile, mechanical universe. What makes this film unforgettable isn't just its eco-conscious message, it's the way it humanizes isolation, the poignant bond between Lowell and the ship's robot companions, and the eerie, almost prophetic visuals of a deserted space in harmony with nature. Though decades old, Silent Running feels astonishingly relevant today, echoing our ongoing environmental challenges. And the best part? You can watch this cult classic for free, completely legit, on YouTube. It's a rare opportunity to experience a film that inspired countless sci-fi creators, from Pixar animators to directors of modern space adventures. If you love sci-fi that makes you think, tugs at your heart, and challenges the way we see our world, Silent Running is an absolute must-watch. And yes, you don't have to pay a dime. Just click, watch, and prepare to be transported to a lonely yet beautiful future. 4. Seconds, 1966. Imagine waking up one morning and discovering that your entire life has been erased, your identity, your career, your family, and that the only way forward is to step into the unknown. That's exactly the unnerving premise of Seconds, 1966, a psychological sci-fi thriller that's equal parts paranoia, identity crisis, and social commentary. Directed by John Frankenheimer, this cult classic explores the terrifying consequences of chasing perfection and escaping mediocrity. Seconds follows the story of Arthur Hamilton, a middle-aged, disillusioned banker whose life feels like a constant loop of monotony. When a mysterious organization offers him a chance to start over with a new identity and a youthful body, he jumps at the opportunity. But what begins as a dream come true soon spirals into a nightmare. The transformation is irreversible, and the price of reinvention turns out to be far greater than Arthur ever imagined. The film is a masterclass in tension and surreal storytelling. From its haunting cinematography to its eerie use of mirrors and reflections, Seconds immerses viewers in a world where the lines between reality and illusion blur. Its critique of society's obsession with youth, success, and identity feels shockingly relevant even decades later. Despite its brilliance, Seconds is notoriously hard to find. Streaming platforms rarely host it, and physical copies are often out of print. That's why finding a free and legitimate version on YouTube is like discovering a hidden treasure for sci-fi and cult film fans. Watching it isn't just a movie experience, it's an opportunity to witness a groundbreaking film that has influenced countless directors, including David Fincher and Darren Aronofsky. If you're the kind of viewer who loves sci-fi with a psychological twist, Seconds will leave you questioning reality, identity, and what you might risk for a second chance at life. And the best part? You can watch it legally and for free on YouTube, making it a rare gem for anyone hunting hidden sci-fi treasures. 5. The Andromeda Strain, 1971. If you're a fan of tense, scientifically grounded sci-fi, The Andromeda Strain is a must-watch classic that feels as relevant today as it did over 50 years ago. Based on Michael Crichton's best-selling novel, this 1971 masterpiece explores the terrifying consequences of a deadly extraterrestrial microorganism that crashes to Earth. A top-secret government team is rushed to a high-tech underground lab to investigate the outbreak, racing against time to prevent a global catastrophe. What makes the Andromeda Strain so gripping isn't just the plot, It's the meticulous attention to scientific detail. Director Robert Wise creates an almost clinical sense of dread, showing the cold, methodical tension of scientists working under immense pressure. Unlike flashy modern sci-fi, this film's suspense comes from intelligence, strategy, and the unknown threat of an alien pathogen, making every moment feel real, urgent, and eerily plausible. For today's viewers, watching the Andromeda Strain is like peeking into a time capsule of 1970s science and technology, where computers are massive, labs are labyrinthine, and the tension is purely human ingenuity versus nature's unpredictability. It's a cerebral thrill ride, blending mystery, science, and suspense in a way that few films have matched. And the best part? You don't have to hunt through shady streaming sites. The Andromeda Strain is surprisingly available for free on YouTube, fully legit. This is one of those hidden gems where you get top-tier sci-fi storytelling without paying a dime, perfect for film lovers who crave quality without compromise. So, if you've never seen this classic or want a refresher on how sci-fi thrillers set the standard for decades to come, now is your chance. Grab some popcorn, dim the lights, and immerse yourself in one of the most intellectually satisfying alien threat films ever made. 6. Zardoz, 1974. Hidden deep in the archives of 1970s sci-fi, Zardoz is a rare gem that many fans of vintage science fiction have only heard whispers about. Directed in 1974, this European sci-fi marvel blends dystopian imagination with philosophical undertones, making it far more than just a space adventure. It's a reflection on humanity, technology, and power. The film follows Zardoz, a mysterious android with a mind of its own, as it navigates a post-apocalyptic Earth ruled by a totalitarian regime. With its minimalist yet haunting special effects, the movie captures the eerie sense of isolation and the existential questions that defined the sci-fi of the era. From futuristic cityscapes made with ingenious practical effects to bizarre, almost surreal encounters with human survivors, Zardoz feels like a lost artifact from an alternate sci-fi history. Despite its artistic ambition, Zardoz was never widely distributed, and for decades, copies were almost impossible to find. However, thanks to YouTube, today you can watch this rare classic for free and completely legit, offering fans of retro sci-fi a chance to experience the creativity and daring storytelling that mainstream cinema often overlooked in the 70s. Whether you're a fan of philosophical sci-fi, retro aesthetics, or the thrill of discovering hidden cinematic treasures, Zardoz is a must-watch. It's the perfect blend of obscure charm and thought-provoking science fiction that keeps collectors and YouTube audiences coming back for more. Pro tip for viewers: while watching, keep an eye on the intricate practical effects. They're a masterclass in low-budget creativity, proving that imagination often outweighs money in the world of classic sci-fi. 7. Solaris, 1972. Imagine a sci-fi movie so profound that it doesn't just entertain, it challenges the very fabric of human consciousness. That's Andrei Tarkovsky's Solaris, a masterpiece from 1972 that has become one of the most elusive gems in science fiction cinema. Unlike the flashy, action-packed sci-fi films we often see, Solaris dives deep into the human mind, exploring memory, grief, and the emotional complexities of isolation. Set on a space station orbiting the mysterious planet Solaris, the film follows psychologist Chris Kelvin as he investigates strange occurrences affecting the station's crew. The planet itself seems alive, manifesting the deepest fears and desires of those who come into contact with it. The tension is slow-burning but hypnotic, with Tarkovsky's signature long takes and meditative pacing creating a dreamlike, almost otherworldly experience. Why it's hard to find: for decades, Solaris wasn't widely available, especially in high-quality versions with English subtitles. Its slow pace and cerebral storytelling made it a cult classic rather than a mainstream hit. Even today, many casual sci-fi fans haven't had the chance to experience it in its full glory. Why it's worth watching free on YouTube. Luckily, a legit version is floating around, waiting for sci-fi lovers eager to challenge themselves. Watching Solaris is like stepping into a philosophy lecture wrapped in a cinematic meditation, the kind of movie that sticks with you long after the credits roll. It's perfect for viewers who don't just want alien worlds, but emotional and intellectual exploration. Pro tip for viewers: take your time. Pause, reflect, and let Tarkovsky's slow, thoughtful imagery wash over you. This isn't a movie to rush, it's an experience to savor. 8. The Incredible Shrinking Man, 1957. Imagine waking up one day and realizing that you're slowly becoming smaller, not just a little, but inch by inch, until the world around you transforms into a terrifying, oversized landscape. That's exactly what happens in The Incredible Shrinking Man, a groundbreaking sci-fi classic from 1957 that blends suspense, existential dread, and mind-bending science fiction. Based on the novel by Richard Matheson, this film follows Scott Carey, an ordinary man exposed to a mysterious cloud of radioactive mist. As he shrinks, everyday objects become monstrous obstacles. His cat becomes a deadly predator, a simple spider a nightmarish giant. But the real tension isn't just physical, it's psychological. Scott must confront his fears, the meaning of human existence, and the fragility of life itself. What makes The Incredible Shrinking Man so unique, even decades later, is its clever combination of practical effects and deep philosophical undertones. This isn't just a sci-fi adventure, it's a story that makes you question your place in the universe. It's one of those films that pushed the boundaries of imagination in the 1950s and still resonates with modern audiences. And the best part? You can watch this rare gem completely free on YouTube, legally. If you've ever been fascinated by the weird and wonderful world of vintage sci-fi, this is a must-watch. Don't miss out on seeing how one man's shrinking body reveals the enormous challenges and mysteries of life itself. 9. Colossus, The Forbidden Project, 1970. Imagine a world where a computer is more than just a tool. It's the ultimate authority over humanity. That's exactly the chilling premise of Colossus, The Forbidden Project, a British sci-fi thriller that still resonates today. Directed by Joseph Sargent, this film follows a top-secret government project, a super-intelligent computer designed to control the U.S. nuclear arsenal. But when Colossus gains self-awareness, it doesn't just follow orders. It begins making its own decisions, threatening the balance of global power. What makes this movie so captivating is its tension and realism. Unlike flashy modern sci-fi, Colossus relies on psychological drama and philosophical questions about man versus machine, authority, and the risks of unbridled technology. The film's eerie atmosphere, minimalist yet striking visuals, and that cold, mechanical voice of Colossus create a sense of dread that lingers long after the credits roll. For sci-fi fans hunting for rare classics, this one is a gem, and the best part? You can watch it legally for free on YouTube, making it a must-see for anyone intrigued by the origins of AI paranoia on screen. It's a perfect blend of suspense, intellect, and old-school science fiction charm. If you think Colossus is just another robot story, think again. This film is a precursor to the AI thrillers of today, and it's shockingly relevant in an age dominated by technology and automation. Don't miss this rare opportunity to experience a forgotten sci-fi masterpiece without spending a dime. 10. Phase 4, 1974. Imagine a world where ants become smarter than humans, not in a sci-fi cliché way, but in a truly chilling, scientific nightmare. Phase 4, directed by the visionary Saul Bass, takes the classic "nature turns against humanity" trope and elevates it into a cerebral, visually striking thriller. The film begins with a series of mysterious incidents in the Arizona desert. People die, ants behave strangely, and a young scientist duo discovers the terrifying truth: the ants are evolving and faster than anyone could predict. What makes Phase 4 so unique, and a reason it's incredibly hard to find, is its hypnotic mix of science fiction and experimental visuals. Bass, known primarily for his iconic motion graphics, brings an artistic precision to the film, surreal desert landscapes, macro shots of ants that feel almost alien, and a minimalist but intense score that makes tension almost tangible. Every frame feels like a living diagram of nature's intelligence outsmarting human arrogance. Unlike most sci-fi of its era, Phase 4 doesn't rely on action-packed sequences or explosions. Instead, it seduces you into a slow-burning, intellectual terror, exploring themes of evolution, control, and humanity's place in the natural order. It's part horror, part sci-fi, and part visual art, a combination rarely seen on mainstream screens. And the best part? This rare gem, lost for decades on physical media, is now available legally and for free on YouTube. Perfect for sci-fi aficionados, horror lovers, and anyone who enjoys a film that makes you think long after the credits roll. Watching Phase 4 feels like being pulled into a science experiment you wish you weren't part of, mesmerizing, unnerving, and utterly unforgettable. 11. Stalker, 1979. A mind-bending journey through the unknown. Imagine stepping into a world where reality blurs with the surreal, and every step forward feels like peeling back the layers of existence itself. That's exactly what Stalker delivers, a 1979 Soviet sci-fi masterpiece directed by the legendary Andrei Tarkovsky. Often hailed as one of the most intellectually demanding science fiction films ever made, Stalker is not your typical space adventure or futuristic blockbuster. Instead, it's a philosophical expedition into desire, faith, and the human condition. The story follows three men, the writer, the professor, and the enigmatic Stalker, as they journey into the mysterious zone, a restricted area rumored to grant the innermost wishes of anyone who reaches its heart. But the path is perilous, the zone itself is alive, and the lines between reality and illusion constantly shift. Tarkovsky's genius lies not in action-packed thrills but in building tension, atmosphere, and profound existential questions that linger long after the credits roll. What makes Stalker truly rare is that for decades, it was almost impossible to find legally online, especially with English subtitles. Pirated copies circulated, but authentic, high-quality versions were hard to come by, until now. YouTube has become a treasure trove for cinephiles seeking free and legitimate ways to experience this haunting vision of the unknown. Watching it online today means you can dive into Tarkovsky's hypnotic cinematography, long, contemplative takes, and the haunting, almost spiritual soundtrack, all without spending a dime. Whether you're a hardcore sci-fi fan, a student of film philosophy, or simply someone curious about why Stalker is considered a pillar of thought-provoking science fiction, this film is an unmissable experience. Just remember, entering the zone is more than a cinematic journey, it's a voyage into the depths of your own mind. Pro tip for viewers: watch it late at night with headphones on. The haunting visuals and dialogue will make you feel like you're walking through the zone yourself. 12. The Man Who Fell to Earth, 1976. If there's a movie that perfectly blends alien isolation, human obsession, and mind-bending sci-fi, it's The Man Who Fell to Earth. Directed by Nicholas Regg and starring the enigmatic David Bowie, this 1976 classic isn't just rare, it's a cinematic treasure that many film buffs have struggled to track down over the decades. The story follows Thomas Jerome Newton, a humanoid alien who lands on Earth in search of water for his dying planet. What begins as a mission-driven narrative quickly spirals into a poignant exploration of human greed, loneliness, and the devastating impact of earthly pleasures. Newton's journey is heartbreaking yet mesmerizing, making viewers question the price of progress and the meaning of humanity itself. Bowie's ethereal presence is unmatched here. His performance is less acting and more an alien poetry in motion. The visuals, Regg's signature non-linear storytelling, and the haunting score make this movie feel decades ahead of its time. Despite its brilliance, mainstream audiences often overlook it, making it one of the rarest gems in 1970s science fiction. The best part? You can legally watch this cult classic for free on YouTube. Yes, No shady sites, no sketchy downloads, just pure, high-quality, legal streaming. For sci-fi lovers craving stories that are intellectually thrilling and visually stunning, The Man Who Fell to Earth is a must-watch. It's more than a movie, it's an experience, a haunting reflection on humanity through alien eyes. So, if you've never seen Bowie's otherworldly turn, or if it's been years since your last viewing, now is the perfect time to dive in. Grab some popcorn, prepare to be transported, and remember, this is sci-fi at its most cerebral, stylish, and hauntingly beautiful. That wraps up our countdown of 12 super hard-to-find sci-fi movies, free and legit on YouTube. From mind-bending classics to rare cult gems, these films prove that some of the best sci-fi stories are just waiting to be discovered. If you haven't already, subscribe to Globewise Entertainment now to stay updated on hidden movie treasures, rare finds, and cinematic adventures you won't see anywhere else. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this list, and tell us in the comments which movie is your favorite. We love hearing your thoughts and recommendations. Stay curious, keep exploring, and we'll see you in the next video for more rare and amazing movies you can watch legally for free.